Hello again, and welcome back to another one. Today we have a couple of topics to cover, some more mysterious than others, as the internet saw Dr. Dre tweet for the first time in nearly 2 years that sparked discussions across platforms and made headlines, and we'll get to why in a bit. We also have more on the rumored Eminem upcoming album from one of the more credible sources, and this provides an insight to what it means when Eminem said he's become a workaholic on 4. And before we dive in, if you enjoy content like this, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and find me on social media at ETLifestyle_web. So we'll start with Dr. Dre's mysterious tweet that's already making headlines since he's not usually active on Twitter. A new post is usually a special occasion, but here's the kicker. Randomly a few hours ago, under a post about an article on VV Brown, a British indie pop singer, with the headline, "The biggest lesson I learned is that a house is not a home." And under a tweet about this, "Great to see VV Brown in today's Metro UK," a strange post from Dre appears under, as Dre hands out his first L on Twitter. And this has sparked discussions across platforms and headlines like, "Dr. Dre hands out L with first tweet in almost 2 years." And over on Reddit, for instance, a user reacts, "What am I missing?" which got this response, "Nothing. Just wanted to post this cause it's funny and seems out of character for Dre, and the comedians and tweet decoders, depending on who you ask, we're in to help us." This means it's now confirmed that Eminem is gonna drop during the last month of the year. And I have a wild comedic take on what this could be about, but before we get to it, on Twitter for instance, Dre's getting reactions like this: "You gon' take the L if you don't drop the album this year." And this is true because we got several stories this year about Dre playing new music for artists. For instance, Grandmaster Flash made this revelation a few weeks ago, and more recent reports popped up like this. Hip-hop legend Diamond D reveals Dr. Dre played him 2 hours of new music. And Dre successfully completed what looks to be his first ratio on Twitter. And I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that at first glance, VV Brown looked like Latanya Young to me. And remember, she's been giving exclusive stories to UK tabloids recently. I'm not saying anything, just putting that out there that at first glance I thought that was Latanya. But jokes aside, what do you guys think? And the artist VV Brown has since tweeted in relation to the Dr. Dre tweet, "It's probably a hack, so real as F but not legit. The pioneer ain't got no time to be fussing over a tiny article about a house I bought 20 years ago. I'm out here breastfeeding my kids plus hustling." And she plugged her single Sacrifice. Moving on to the next topic at hand, more juicy details have popped up from the insider, believed to be credible, in relation to Eminem's upcoming album, and spoiler alert, Drake and Kanye West, just like we covered in the last video, look to be holding up the queue. And thankfully the source summarized all the details about Eminem's upcoming rumored album in one post. Under a thread that goes, "To summarize my latest updates, 6 points are revealed about Eminem's rumored album. 1. He did songs with Elton John, DaBaby, Corday, White Gold, Skylar Grey, and Ty Dolla $ign. None of these are guaranteed to make the album. 2. He tried getting Travis Scott on a song. Don't know if the collab materialized. 3. Album is done, in mixing process. 4. Production is music to be murdered by style, beats from multiple producers including Dre. 5. A music video for the album was shot. And 6. I am no longer 100% about him dropping an album before 1st of October because of the delays with Kanye's and Drake's albums." And now for those who never cared, now you gotta look out for when Drake and Kanye West drop, hence takes like this, "I see." So I assume after Drake and Kanye drop, it could be at any time after. And the source expands, "Yeah, slight chance he might try to drop his project beforehand too, since there seems to be no major development with Kanye's plus Drake's rollout plans." Now the source rose up the ranks after Music to be Murdered by Side B dropped because prior information from the source before release checked out, and that won people over. And when a user asked, "Bro, just curious, but how do you know all this info? I'm genuinely curious." It's like the last time this was asked, a user responds, "It's M himself on an alt account." The last time, others also suggested that it's probably Paul who's planting these rumors to get the people going, and more was on the way. A user asked, "Could you mention any other producer who isn't Dre, just to have a reference?" And the source responds, "S1 and DA got that dopey sense to me." And going off rumors, some have already began to pick and choose. He can keep the Corday and Skylar Grey tracks, White Gold has given him brilliant hooks, and I'm looking forward to his collabs with Elton John, DaBaby, and hopefully Travis Scott. Also wish Nas is one of the features. perhaps the user missed the part where the source said that the songs have been made, but there's no guarantee they make the album, and this caught the attention of the source. Skylar did multiple reference hooks, so she might not be on the album. Plus, all of these collabs have a chance of being scrapped or being on other artists' albums. Suffice to say, nothing's set in stone until the album comes out, but Eminem has indeed recorded songs with artists like Elton John and DaBaby, etc. And like the source previously explained, DaBaby's cancellation drama could put that in jeopardy. Over to you guys, I'll be looking forward to your thoughts, comment below, and see you on the next one.